introduction. So I did my BTech in Aerospace Engineering from Hindustan University, Chennai, and I passed out in the year 2022. And that is the same year when I gave GATE, and I secured All India rank of 7, and I managed myself to enter IIT Madras for my MTech in Aerospace Engineering degree. So I was a distance learning program student at IGC. So yeah, that's it about me, and let's start the session. Feel free to stop me anytime and ask your questions. So I've added the presentations just to show some important points, and I would like to keep this session very as interactive as possible, so that we get to discuss a lot of things out of these points. So do not restrict yourselves to these points only. Feel free to ask any kind of questions regarding it. Just a minute. Okay. So before going into the technical side of how to prepare and how to give the test series and all those things, let me just give you some do's and don'ts. So the first point, as it says, mental orientation with whatever you do is very, very important. At this stage, with the exam being only 2 to 3 months away, you should be mentally strong. You should have a positive approach to whatever you do. Let it be whatever. Like it doesn't depend that you completed all the subjects or you are in the midway or you are just starting. It doesn't matter. You just have to stay positive and trust that your hard work will pay. That's the only thing that you should be doing, and never let your emotions or any your confidence down. That's the first thing that you should be doing. And then yeah, do not try to have a positive mindset. I mean, like, do try to have a positive mindset. I know it's difficult. I have been there in the same position as you are currently. So I know it's very difficult, but you have to push yourselves. And this stage is very important, where you should stay positive in the first place. And then yeah, define your goal clearly, what you want. So don't stress yourself so much. Don't expect too much from yourself. It's okay to get low marks sometimes. It's okay to not understand some concepts. First of all, accept yourself and try to learn as much as you can. Don't pressurize yourself into this vicious circle of I'm not able to understand this concept. How will I incorporate this concept in the gate exam? I'm not able to understand this topic. How will I prepare the subject series and all those things? Don't pressurize yourself so much. It's okay. Not everyone understand everything. I myself was, weak in aircraft structures, and let me keep that for a different uh, discussion. So yeah, and the fourth thing is, don't be in a hurry to finish portions. Do what you can do perfectly. Let's say that by this time you guys would have finished about some amount of subject and portions. Don't try to rush and cover all the topics. It's important to cover all the topics, but don't try to just glance over them. Go to a deeper level as you can, as much as you can, because Gate very recently, I think Gate is kind of shifting towards more concepts oriented. So please don't hurry in completing the portions. And the last and the most important thing is, never compare yourself with others, especially during test series. And this is going to hamper your preparation a lot if you're going to do this. If you're going to compare yourself with others, it's going to hamper your performance a lot. So yeah, does someone have anything to say? Okay. So as far as the preparation strategy is concerned, the first thing that you should be doing is figure out subjects or topics with which you are stronger. So by this time you will have a rough idea of what are the subjects that you are mm, strong at, and what are the subjects you feel that you are weak at. Not weak especially, but uh, there might be some subjects which you think you don't understand it quite well. So, first focus on the subjects which are strong, and then spend relatively more time on tougher subjects. And then follow standard reference books, skim through and make note of important points. This is the most important point, guys, because recently with the gate pattern change, a lot of MSQs are being asked, multiple select questions are being asked. And I think, it's not just important to go through the formulas and solve the problems. It's also important to, go through the derivations of those formulas, because every derivation has some assumption and some theory behind it. So let's say that you are studying thin airfoil theory. Thin airfoil theory is applicable only for just a minute. I don't know why is it changing back to Cisco. Yeah. So yeah, I was talking about thin airfoil theory. So let's say that you are studying thin airfoil theory and you are solving problems, all are well and good. But when the gate examiner you know he decides to ask some questions, some MSQ questions from thin airfoil theory, is going to confuse you. So there might be questions from the assumptions of thin airfoil theory. He might confuse you like he might confuse you by asking, is it thin airfoil theory applicable for large angle of attacks or something? So you should be thorough with those kind of theory or background of those derivations. So that will help you a lot. So at least skim through the book and make some important, make note of only important points at least. So that will help you for sure. And then have multiple resources and explore new questions. And I think IGC will help a lot and did help me a lot also during my preparation for exposing me towards uh, various kind of new questions and all those things. And I don't think you guys will have a problem there. Refer as many textbooks as possible, and sometimes students tend to lose their way by going into the uh, wrong route. Usually what they do is like in the name of solving problems, they sit and solve all those conventional long and lengthy problems. It is fine with regards to concepts building, but after some stage it's not going to help you because that is not the gate standard, or that is not the gate way of asking questions. So in the start it's fine, but near when you are nearing the exam date, say 1 or 2 months before the exam, you should not be doing that. That's a strict no. No, I don't know why I keep coming back to this. Okay. So fourth one is make short notes apart from class notes. You guys, would have known about this by now. So short notes will help you a lot in terms of revision. So let's say that your class notes has everything. Your class notes usually has everything, right? From the basic concepts to the gate concepts and all those problems. So what you have to do is go through your class notes and then make short notes out of your class notes. It's not that you are copying your class notes directly. It's just that you are just trying to take the essence out of your class notes in your own way. Everyone understands concepts in their own way, and this short notes is going to suit only you. It's not going to be universal. It's going to suit only you and yourself. So include doodles or figures or some kind of notes in your own language. It doesn't matter, as long as you understand the concept and you are able to reproduce them, then it's totally fine. And then yeah, start using virtual calculator as soon as possible. This is a big flag for you guys. You should be starting to use the virtual calculators by now. So I started using virtual calculators 2 months back, 2 months before my gate exam, and that did help me a lot. So please start using virtual calculators, because that will give you the speed and agility to do well in your exam. So during the exam, you will be handling a lot of stress. You'll be thinking about the concept behind the problem. You'll be thinking about the previous question that you went through, you'll be doubting yourself whether the previous question was wrong, right or wrong. In spite of all this, you don't want to worry about the calculator, right? So please get yourself comfortable with the calculator so that it doesn't, it doesn't take much of your attention during gate exam. Like after a numerous amount of practice, it should be like an autonomous activity to you during gate exam. Please take care of that. So have daily or weekly or monthly deadlines, and it depends on only you. So having either of these plans is very much important. So I myself had, I did not have daily or weekly plans. Instead, I had monthly plans. I also tried to work around this daily and weekly plans, but that did not work out for me because, I was kind of a slow learner, and I took some time in digesting concepts and, solving problems. So this daily and weekly deadlines did not work for me. Instead, I went with monthly deadlines. So what I did was I used to list down all the topics or all the concepts that I need to cover in those in this month particularly, and then I used to tick them as I completed them. So there might be some procrastinations that might be happening, some delays that might be happening, then you must be able to counter for them. Have a buffer period so that you can, take care of all these left out concepts later on. So don't plan don't plan all your schedules so tightly that you don't have a buffer time. Keep a buffer time always because you don't know what will happen to you. Like there might be any emergencies, there might be any health issues. So always have a buffer period with you. Mm, yeah. And then, yeah, concentrate on aptitude and mathematics. This is very, very important. And most of the students don't do this. Aptitude is something which you will acquire only over a period of time. It is not a subject or a concept that you can study in 2 months or 1 month. It doesn't work like that. Aptitude is something that you will build over time. So start working on aptitude right now, maybe tomorrow or today. If you have already started working on aptitude, then well and good. You are on the right track. If you haven't started on aptitude, this is your no this is the time you should start working on aptitude. With the remaining months in hand, then you'll be able to do good in aptitude because uh, I have seen people who started very late on aptitude and they lost silly marks in aptitude, and that does cost a lot to them. So mathematics, the same goes for mathematics. So please do, mm, have a very good hold of aptitude and mathematics. So about the last few weeks in December and January, this is what you guys should be doing, or at least this is what I was doing. So yeah, by this time you should have covered some good amount of portions, if not fully. Yeah, that is given, right? So if you're a student at IGC, then your faculty members will take care of that. If not, if you are a distance learning program student or something like that, then you should have covered some good amount of portions by that time. And don't panic if you are not able to do it. And if you haven't done it already, then don't panic. Just try to give your best in whatever you have done already. So yeah, the second point is revision, revision, revision. Revision is the key to GATE exam. Trust me. It is not those fancy topics, it is not those fancy problems that is going to help you. Revision is the key, and that is the only thing that is going to help you. Please revise all the formulas and all the key concepts and all those important points again and again. There is something called cyclic revision. Let's say you are studying a subject for 1 month and you are going to another subject the second month. What people usually tend to do is they will leave the subject they studied the last month and they fully concentrate on the second subject. By the time they go to the third month, they would have entirely forgotten the subject that they studied in the first month. That's a very bad thing to do. So that is going to, bring your confidence level like anything down. Like it will shatter you. So please don't do that. If you are done with one subject, kindly allocate some time, do make some short notes. Uh, just a minute. I'll come to you, Deva. Make short notes and keep revising them. Every 1 week you should be going back to your old subjects and keep revising them. So that way you don't forget them. And I would suggest you one point. Like if you are done with one subject and you are revising it now, I would suggest you to go to Gates previous year questions and start solving them first. So if you are solving Gate previous year questions, uh, there might be times that you will do all of them correctly, and there might be times where you get stuck at some topics or some concepts. So what you should do is go back to the basics of those concepts, make sure that you understand them with rightly and in a correct manner. And if you are not understanding them, please approach any faculty or any of your friends and get it clarified. Then only. If you procrastinate them for the later time, it's not going to happen, and that time will never come. So please take care of that. In the last few weeks, 50% of time should be devoted to revision, 30% in giving subject marks and analyzing, remaining time in learning new concepts. I don't know why. Fine. So 50% of time should be devoted to revision. I guess 50% itself is a very low number. So I have given 50% only because you have enough time to practice subject marks and all those things. So most of the time you should be revising. Don't go for fancy topics during the month of December or January. That is not going to help you. Trust me. Uh, if you always felt that some subject is very tough and you kept that for December or January month, go through the basics of that subject. Don't go so deep into it. Try to cover the basics so that if some questions from those topics come in the gate exam, at least you will be able to attend them. So that's the main idea. Don't leave any subject as such. Try to cover at least the basics. Somebody asked a question. Okay. So yeah. Tangamuttu asked if revision, you mean the problems. Revision, I mean both the problems and the concepts as well, and the formulas included. So revision doesn't mean that I'm meaning only the problems. It also includes problems, but not entirely the problems only. So Devang asked how to cope up with ongoing subject and the backlog subject which need to be revised. Yeah, uh, that's what Devang. You need to properly plan such that you go back to you go back to the backlog subject frequently and try to revise them. If it's a big subject, let's say propulsion. If your subject is propulsion that you wanted to revise, divide the propulsion subject into parts, okay, and allocate these parts to different days of your week or the entire month and try to stick to it. So by that way you will be able to revise the previous subject also in the same time studying the ongoing subject. That will help you. So Vikas asked me how many days before exam I should not touch any new topic which is left. So any new topic, I would say uh, 15 to 20 days before the exam. That should be good because anything after that is not going to help you. And that also, you should not be the new topics which you are referring, you should not be going so deep into them. You should be covering the basics and you should be solving the previous year questions of that topic. So try to at least get comfortable with those kind of previous year questions and the basic topics from that subject. Don't go so deep into them, and you will feel into the you will fall into the trap of not learning things, and you'll again go back to the subject, try to learn things you will not be able to do. Again, you feel demotivated. That's a vicious cycle to fall. Don't do that. Try to stick to the basics and do previous year's questions. for the subjects which you feel very difficult. Yeah. Yes. I told this point already. Like get previous year questions frequently to stay fresh about uh sorry, not those questions, those subjects it is. So for cyclic revision, you have to first go to the get previous year questions of that subject, solve them. If you are struggling in any topic or any concept, go back to the basics, study them, revise them. That's how you should be revising. And then yeah, while doing test series, have a separate book to do test series and analyze them right after the test is over. I guess you guys would have. Did you guys start the subject-wise test series as it started? And it was yes, fine. So yeah, so while giving this subject-wise test series, after the test is over, try to analyze your mistakes. We have a very good discussion groups. Do post your questions there. Let other people answer them and try to learn from others. So allocate a separate test book for test series and keep analyzing them. And then if you got few questions wrong in the test series, check where you went wrong. You went wrong in the formula part, or you went wrong in applying the concepts. So there are two different things. Mistakes can happen if you forget the formula. That's the first thing. Mistakes can happen if you are not able to understand the question properly and not able to apply the concepts well. That's the second thing. Mistakes can happen if you are sometimes what happens, there are some trigonometric identities or some other identities, while doing the problem and you are not able to manipulate them. So these three kind of mistakes are very usual. And the first mistake of forgetting formulas can be easily corrected by having a formula sheet. Try to put in all the formulas from a particular subject into that sheet. Like it can be an A4 sheet or it can be a long size sheet, anything. Try to write every formula into that sheet and keep looking at them every morning or whenever you are free. So that way you don't forget the formula. And the second mistake is that happens while applying the concepts. So many times this happens that you don't comprehend the question well, and you just apply the wrong formula. It happens, and for that you have to again go back to the basics, go back to the books, and uh, try to look what the books are trying to say, and then you just have to digest the concepts more. And the third question is, the third mistake happens when you are not able to manipulate answers. Like in gate, answers are not straightforward. They are usually manipulated. So the third mistake or the third skill can be developed by practicing only. Only practice is going to help you in the third aspect. That is manipulating your answers to get the correct option from the get choices. Just a minute. Sorry guys. So yeah. So yeah. So plan all your tests and mock tests accordingly and never deviate from them. So usually students what they tend to do is uh, they usually prepare in the last minute. Usually I'm not generalizing it. So people skip subjects sometimes, or else they follow their own routine. So it so happens that the subjects which you have studied already, you will not be able to give test series in those subjects. Some test series would have started such that that subject you have not studied already. So let me keep it simple. if you have already done with the subject and that subject test and that subject's test series is available, uh, do it right away. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate that. Don't procrastinate in giving tests. Don't be like I'll give the test series in the month of December or January. Don't do that. It's going to cost you a lot of time. Yeah. So at last, be curious, stay hungry for knowledge, and all the best. If you have any questions, just let me know in the chat section then I'll come to them one by one. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Akash Patel asked me, IGC assignments have hard questions, but in GATE they don't ask such hard questions. Okay. So this is related to the second mistake or the second skill I have been talking about. So IGC gives you hard. Somebody talking. Okay. IGC gives you hard questions just to tune your mind in such a way that you start thinking out of the box, or else you start thinking, in a different way to arrive at a problem. So that is done, to tune your mind, and that is very important. If it's not, if you are given hard questions now, and if you are able to do them, and if you are able to think think like that, then gate exam is going to be easy for you. That's the main motive, right? You work hard right now, then it's going to be easy for you in the gate exam. That's the main motive. The main motive is to make you think differently and make you arrive at the problem. You know, it's like a culmination of different. It's a culmination of all the subjects or all the concepts that you have learned. You have to put yourself into test, to think harder. That's the main motive. I think you should go through it. You should go through that thing. Tangamuthu asked me, first finish thought subjects, then go for easy one, or finish easy one first and then do hard subjects while revising easy one. Okay, so this one entirely depends on different people. Some people handle stress very easily at the end. Some people like they cannot handle stress in the end. So if you take the example of my case, like I'm not a person who can handle stress that much effectively. So for those people, I think you should not have your hard subjects in the end. I guess you should go for hard subjects in the initial time, and then keep revising them throughout the months, and then you should go for the easy ones. How to prepare for aptitude. So for aptitude, IGC has a YouTube lecture series, I guess. So because that is what I did. I didn't go through any books or anything of that sort. I went to the IGC's YouTube playlist, and then I went through their aptitude lecture series, and then I started solving problems uh, from GATE previous year questions, and from all the online resources that I could find. I did not restrict myself in any terms when it came to aptitude. I solved some CAT questions, and I solved CAT questions, and I solved aptitude questions from different branches. And there are many websites out there in internet. You can search and you'll find plenty of websites where they give you free aptitude questions. So please do go through them. Keep practicing. So how to maintain balance with semester examination and gate preparation? So this is a very tricky question for me because I had my semesters online, so I didn't have to manage that much with my semester examinations. So, but I can answer this question. So coming to semester examinations, I don't think more than 1 week is required for a particular subject, right? For semester examination. If you are going to take more than 1 week, I don't think like more than 1 week is required for preparing for semesters. Focus on gate. If you are already doing good in gate, focus on gate and try to stick with it. and also manage semester. I know it's difficult, but you'll have to plan through it. You should have some strict uh, discipline in terms of time management, and you should be able to good to go. So yeah, how did you manage college and gate preparation, and how was your day? How was your daily schedule? So as I told, my third and fourth year went in online mode, so I did not have much to manage as such. So I still attended online classes during my college, and then I still studied. I still had some time for college, and my daily schedule would entirely consist of gate only, I would say, because till the month of October, um, I was doing part of GATE and part of college and all those assignment stuff. But after October and November, I seriously devoted all my time towards GATE, and my entire day was revolving around GATE only. I used to study subjects in the morning, then after lunch I used to revise subjects, and then in the evening I used to solve problems from the subject that I studied in the morning, and during night I used to solve problems from the subjects which I studied in the afternoon. So that was how my daily schedule was. And then please read all the yeah, I'm reading them. What is the best time to practice test series for that particular topic? After preparing the short notes, or it is better to do just after class completes that topic? No, 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 no. You should not be doing that. Uh, once a once your faculty completes a topic or subject, what you should be doing is you should be preparing, like you should be spending time by yourself uh, in preparing that topic. You should be referring multiple sources. You should be learning that topic by yourself, getting into the concepts and getting a hold of that concept. After after a, after you feel that you have a good hold of that subject, only then you should go to test series. you know without without preparing well, giving test series is not useful, is what I would say, because then the meaning of test series itself fails there. So I don't think you should be doing test series right after the the faculty completes that topic. You should give some time for yourselves to prepare hard, prepare to your best level, and then you should be able to do well in the test series. And still, if you are facing some issues, in doing the test series questions, then you know where you are going wrong, and you can correct them. Aptitude test series, okay. Aptitude series, okay. How did you deal with your weak subject like aircraft structure? Aircraft structures was indeed my weak subject. So the thing was, I kept revising aircraft structures like hell. I used to revise, I used to look at the formula sheet of aircraft structures like literally daily. I used to solve problems, stay in touch with those problems at least weekly, because practice is all you need. Even if some subject is weak for you, with practice you'll gain the expertise in that subject eventually, and you'll start thinking differently. So that is what I did. And for aircraft structures, I stuck to only two books. I did not refer much books, because that confused me, because different authors follow different sign conventions, and that confused me a lot. I stuck to THG Megson, and then David J. Perry for problems. And then as far as strength of materials was concerned, I stuck to UC Jindal, and then Hibbeler, and there's one PDF of SK Mondal where it contained questions from GATE, uh, like very old questions of GATE SOM from every different branch possible. So that's how I prepare for aircraft structures. I find problems difficult in structures even though I understand the concepts very well. It hampers my effort to go through the other subjects. Okay, so do you think you are giving enough time and whoever asked that question, do you think you are giving enough time in practicing? Because if you are practicing, then I don't think there should be any problem in applying your concepts. You are saying that you understand your concepts very well. Uh, that's what. Even if you understand a concept very well, you should be practicing. Only then you can apply any concept or any method of that sort. So maybe try practicing a lot more problems or go through different exercises that should be helpful to you. When did you start doing aptitude? I told you guys to start aptitude like sooner from my experience because I started aptitude very late. And once I joined IGC for test series, I found that I was very weak in aptitude. And Dinesh sir texted me like that he texted me like you are doing good in all the technical subjects, but you are lacking in aptitude. So that was the time I realized because I was not knowing like even I was a student who used to neglect aptitude. Okay, so this was an eye opener for me. Like, oh my God! So I should start concentrating on aptitude also. So I started preparing for aptitude only in the month of December. You guys should not be doing that because that's the worst time to start. And then I had a lot of time crunch in preparing aptitude, and that was an horrible experience. I had to manage everything at one time, and I don't want you guys to go through it. How should I improve memorization of concepts and formulae? I think I addressed that part earlier. Short notes will help you. Making formula sheets will help you. Right after you wake up, see that formula sheet. Right before you go to sleep, see that formula sheet. I'm just kidding. So yeah, those formula sheets should help you because go through them, frequently. Whenever you are feeling like having a break or something, just look at them. It's enough. I'm not asking you to write those formulas again. Just look at them. Try to connect the dots. Try to understand the formula. Try to remember them. That is what is needed. While reading and noting, I understand topic very good, but when I try to remember, I can't recall all of it. Always something is missing, even after some revisions. This mostly happens with theoretical points. Yeah, theoretical points. It happens for a lot of them, including me. It happened a lot. It happens for everyone. So that means I am assuming and I am guessing I might be wrong. I am assuming that you are missing some dots in the theoretical preparation. I guess you should go read the books and try to connect the dots. One thing is for sure. If let's say you are studying three concepts at a time, you should be able to connect all those three concepts to a single point. In that case you'll remember everything. You should have a step by step detection of concepts. So okay, this concept comes first, so I have to understand this, and from this concept I can deduct this, from this concept I can go this way. So you should have a kind of tree like structure, so that way you can connect the dots well and remember the concepts well. How much CGPA required for IITs? You mean to enter IITs or after? I don't know. I'm assuming that you're asking to enter IITs. I guess it's somewhere around six. Yeah, 6 or 6 months. I'm not sure. You can check that in the internet, I guess. Six is what I think it is. While you were preparing, in which month you finished studying all the subjects? I finished studying all my subjects in the month of December. January was fully devoted to revision, test series, and full-length mock tests. Yeah, and it need not be the case for you also. You should be able to sort that out. Don't worry that if a person completes, uh, subjects early, or it's okay that you complete some subjects late, but try to give all of your efforts into it and try to understand the depth of the subject and try to read them well. How many hours of dedicated work did you put in? Oh my God, where did it go? How many hours of dedicated work did you put in the last 3 months? Okay, the last 3 months. Uh, the last 3 months, I would say 8 hours per day, easily 8 hours per day, 8 to 10, that's for sure. How many are okay? How you handle the fluid mechanics and aerodynamics? So fortunately, I was not. Sorry. I was comfortable with fluid mechanics and aerodynamics. I always had that intuitive idea of fluid mechanics and aerodynamics. So I did not have a problem with aerodynamics as such. Yeah. So fluid mechanics was the first subject I started reading in the month of March or something. Followed by fluid mechanics, it was aerodynamics. So I was able to connect the dots well, and I was able to remember them quite well. It's also very interesting, right? Aerodynamics. It's what you see in the daily life. You can intuitively get a feel of everything. It's not that difficult, I guess. By which month I should complete the whole syllabus of GATE AE? This thing is not a fixed, there is no ideal stipulated time by which you should have completed your syllabus. So I am currently studying in IIT Madras MTech Aerospace. I know some of my classmates who studied just for 3 months and they cracked GATE and they came to IIT Madras. So I cannot put a general timeline. I cannot generalize everyone. But ideally, you should have completed the syllabus in the month of December. November to December. December, halfway through December is fine. Can still make it. There's no harm in completing these subjects later. I'm a non-engineering background guy and have a lot of difficulty understand the subject as compared with engineering guys. Yeah, so it is obvious, right? Then you should be giving some extra efforts from your side, and you should start thinking like an engineer, I guess, because the efforts are the only thing that is going to help you and nothing else. How much were you scoring in mocks full length? Okay. So coming to this question, in mock full length test, I was scoring somewhere around 55 to 65 marks. And my marks in GATE exam was 68.33. So it was kind of similar. You can relate to um, IGC's full length mock test with your real gate exam. But that doesn't mean that if you're scoring low in IGC test series that you will not be scoring in gate exam. It is not the case. I know from my batch, I know people who scored less in these test series and still shine their way in gate preparation. That is also there. How to manage time in gate exam? This is the most important question. So managing time in GATE exam is the most crucial thing. It doesn't matter that you studied 5 subjects, 6 subjects, 7 subjects, doesn't matter at all. Managing time, it all boils down to managing time. Let's say that you are reading first question, you don't understand them, skip it. Go to second question, you don't understand them, skip it. Go to the third question, you don't understand them, skip it. And finally, if you are able to do the fourth question, well and good, start solving. Don't fight with your ego during the exam time. Let's say you are interested in fluid mechanics. and you solved all the problems from all the possible textbook, and you feel that you are a master, you are a master in fluid mechanics, and you go to the exam. Obviously, IIT professors are smarter than you. Okay, they are going to give you some tougher questions, and by the time what you'll be doing, array, I studied a lot in fluid mechanics. I did every possible problem, and that time your ego will come into play, and you will be struggling with the same question for a lot of time. You'll be like, I did this concept, I should be able to get this answer, why am I not getting this? You'll be fighting with that question, which is useless, and which is pointless in doing. By instead of doing that, you should be skipping that question and go to the next question instead of fighting with that question. That's the main thing. If you are not able to do some problem, skip it, have it for second round. In the first round, do all the questions that you are able to do confidently. The second round, go through the left out questions, check if you are able to do something. And if some questions again require some derivation or some deep thinking, leave it for third round and go for a second round once again. And in a similar manner, keep cutting the questions down, and then have a list of questions that you need to think about deeply in the end. Okay, so please do the uh, easy questions first, obvious questions first. So I guess that also answers how to attempt questions. That question. So it's possible to go score good if someone start preparing in October itself. Yeah, it is very much possible. Ashish, it's very much possible. I told you, right? Like my classmates from IIT Madras, few people started preparing in the month of October and November. They still scored a very good marks. They ended up doing their masters here. So it is still possible. You should have a right attitude. You should have the right mindset. You should be fully concentrated towards your work, and you will be able to do it easily. At 8th sem, you are going to internship or did project. I did my project in my 8th semester. So yeah, it was my project, and I somehow had to manage both project and gate preparation, which was not so fruitful because my project was an experimental project. I had to go to the college, fabricate composites, do tests, fabricate sensors, do pressure tests, every kind of test I had to do. So that was not fruitful. So the one thing that helped me was, since I had done good preparation previously, I used this time to revise my subjects. So I used to go to college, do all my project related stuff, come back to home, and then used to revise things, on a daily basis. I used to solve gate previous year questions, or give subject wise test series. That thing helped me. So during that time, I was not able to sit and study as such because I was very tired, doing all those stuff already, and reading the research papers. That drained me a lot. So I used that time to revise subjects instead of preparing new things. How to prepare for aptitude and math? How much time we need to spend on it? As I told, don't make the same mistake I did. Start preparing aptitude as soon as possible, and math. The same goes for math. The earlier you start, the better it's going to be for you. Isn't it necessary to clear all topic tests and then come to full and mock? Yes, it is necessary. It is necessary to clear all topic tests first and then come to the full mock test, because the main aim of this topic wise test is to test your understanding in subject level, right? If you're not clear in subject level itself, how are you going to you know get everything out of the full length mock test? I don't think that's possible, and I don't think it's useful also. You should be finishing all your topic wise tests first, and then you should be coming to the full length mock. That way you will have a good hold of the subject as well, and then you will have been exposed to different kind of questions. So you'll start thinking differently, and you'll start thinking on how to solve the problem, and how to arrive at the solution. You'll be having a decent idea. So yes, and how many minutes you kept for attempting aptitude questions in GATE exam. So luckily this time the aptitude questions was easy. Um, it was straightforward, not much time consuming. I'm not sure. I think I completed it in 15 to 20 minutes, I guess. I'm not sure because I didn't keep track of every single minute. I just saw the time once I cross some section or once I cross some some questions. Like after I completed 20 questions or so, I used to look at the time. After completing 30 questions or something like that, I did. I don't remember exactly.
When will you start the
For math and aptitude, what to refer for solving? Yeah, aptitude, there is no, for aptitude, sky is the limit. For aptitude, sky is the limit. For maths, you can follow whatever the book that your faculty suggested. And apart from that, do previous year questions from different departments. Take mechanical engineering's previous year questions, take civil engineering's previous year questions of mathematics, and try to do them. That will help you. When to start using virtual calculators? You should have started using virtual calculator by now. Any tips? Yeah, you should have started using virtual calculator by now. And there's one option called memory. M plus and M minus. There's an option to store your values in the calculator. So make sure to explore that option in the calculator, you know, while practicing itself so that you get used to it. That thing is very useful and not many people know about it. There's a memory option where you can store your answers. So do that. Please give a strategy for the last 5 to 6 days before gate and also for during the gate exam. Like how many questions we should attempt correctly and how many can we attempt as guesswork for playing safe. Okay, so the last 5 to 6 days before gate exam, we should not be studying anything new. We should not be giving any mock test. Mock test is fine, only one mock test. The last one should be a week before your gate exam, or else maybe 5 days before your gate exam, and not after that. You should be revising the last 5 days. Go through everything, every damn formula you find, and go through every concept. That's what you should be doing. Go through gate previous year questions, skim through them, and that will help you. And how many questions you should attempt correctly, and how many can you attempt as guesswork. Okay. One thing I can assure you that is guesswork is not going to help you. So for a for some decent marks, um, you should at least get 35 to 40 questions maybe correct, including all the MSQs, MCQs put together. I guess it should be around 40 to 45. And yeah, 40 to 45 you should at least it should be correct. That is excluding the negative markings. If you are including the negative markings also, then I guess at least 50 questions should be correct.
start the full length test?
Sorry.
When will you start the full length test?
I started my full length test series in the month of January.
How much, sir?
How much in the sense? I stuck to IGC's schedule of full length test series and I abided by that calendar. I didn't have a separate schedule for full length test series as such. As and then when they uploaded the test series, I used to give them on that particular date and time. The one more thing is get accustomed to the timings of your exam. If your exams are from 2:30 to 5:30, don't try to sleep in that time. Get your sleep cycle scheduled towards the game. Sorry, not the game. Sorry, gate. Get your sleep cycle get accustomed towards gate exam. Did you have an option to join IITB? No, IIT Bombay was not in my option. I had IIT Madras and IISc as my option. I ended up choosing IIT Madras. From which college you completed BTech? It's called Hindustan University, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science. It's in Chennai. For math, you only practice IGC math assignments or any other book also. For math, I practiced from IGC assignments also, and then from there are two standard books that you guys follow, right? BS Gravel and Kreisnik. So yeah, those two books are good. I don't think I didn't use Gravel as such, like fully. I referred Kreisnik a lot because that I found somewhat useful. I referred Kreisnik for math, and only the questions which I felt relevant, not all the questions. How many full-length tests is required for preparing? 10, 10 full-length test series. If you're giving 10 full-length test series, then the gate exam, in the gate exam, if you're sitting for the gate exam, it will be like another mock test that you are giving. It will be like the 11th mock test you are giving. So you need at least 10. If you're giving more also, that is fine. It's not easy to not, it's not easy to not be frustrated. Yeah, correct. It's not easy to not be frustrated. I totally understand it. I've been there. I have been. There were times where I was, like where I felt very down, and I felt like not continuing things. Things like that do happen. You have to push yourself through this, and you'll be able to get the fruit out of it. Just trust yourself and keep doing the process. Don't think of the end results in the first itself. Just keep doing your duties in a timely manner and have a discipline in yourself. Consistency is the key. Motivation won't help you. You can go look for motivation in YouTube and all those musics, but you won't get it. Motivation is not permanent. Consistency is the key. I did not get the point storing manual. Okay. Okay, or else maybe I'll show you guys. Just a minute. Um, I'm assuming that you guys are able to see my screen. So this is how your calculator is going to look in the exam, except that it's not going to be this big as a window. It's going to be cut down and it's going to be pinned to one side of your screen on the right side. So let's say that you are doing some simple calculation. Let's say you are adding 35 plus 36 or else 60 something. And pressing equal to and you are getting 100. Okay. If you press MS, it will store this number as into the memory. Then 100 will be now stored into the memory. Now what you can do is let's say you have another calculation like 56 into 96 and you are done with it and you wanted to add the previous number. You just need to press plus and then MR. MR means memory recall. So it just happens like this. Fine. And instead of pressing plus here, you can also use this option, M plus, memory plus and memory minus. So it works like this, 2, and if you press memory minus, sorry, 6. Oh, I don't think it's working. So, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about the last two things I forgot, but the first three things are basically to, play around with the memory values. Now, if you press MR, 98 is, yeah, okay, I found out. So, yeah, initially we had 100 in our memory, right? So as soon as I pressed 2 and I pressed M minus, it subtracted 2 from the memory. So in my memory now, 98 is the value. So likewise, you can try to play around with the calculator and see. If you want to clear the memory, you can just click MC and it will get clear. I guess it was clear. There are many websites or YouTube videos where you can, go through regarding calculator. What made you not choose IASC? Uh, that is the question I get asked often, even after coming to IT Madras. That is the question I get asked most often. So see, IASC is a research-based institute. Okay. So if you are a research person, if you want to go into the academia, if you want to purely dedicate your life towards research, then IASC is a place to you, is the place for you. So I was more towards, applying things, the technology side of it. I don't see myself as a research person. So IIT Madras was my choice. So even if I wanted to do PhD later, IIT Madras is no less place, than IAC in terms of impact factor or anything as that sort. So IIT Madras and IAC are very, very close in terms of research, but IIT Madras gives you the option of exploring things. IIT Madras has a lot of technical clubs which you can enroll yourself into. There is Avishkar Hyperloop, there is Raftar Racing Club, there is Anveshak, which is a team that is building Mars rovers. This Raftar team, they build racing cars. It's just amazing. The exposure in IIT Madras, it's amazing. So that made me choose IIT Madras. I'm curious to know why IIT Bombay was not on your list. I mean, is it difficult to get into IIT? IIT Bombay. I did not want a specialized degree. That's my first criteria. I wanted a general degree in MTech. I didn't want to narrow down my future. Aerospace itself is a narrowed down, um, stream. I don't want to narrow it down further. That's my personal opinion. You can have different opinions of yours. So this is my personal opinion that for not choosing IIT Bombay. How should be our mindset before and during exam? It should be neutral. You should not be thinking about your end results. You should not be thinking about anything else. Even if your exam is not going well, and you know that, but you have to be consciously trying to not react to that. You should be neutral always. No emotions. Fine. How do you tolerate heat in Chennai? I don't think that's a problem because I was born and brought up in Chennai and I got used to it. I don't think it's a problem for me in tolerating Chennai. But all my friends from different states, they are struggling a lot in here. So I'm going to offline class and exam, then project. I cannot give more time for gate and it makes backlog. Sometimes I feel demotivated when I think about that. I cannot sort out the backlogs or not. How to move forward till now. So the best way is slogging your time during the weekends. It's high time that you guys should start sacrificing your weekends. Don't have weekend plans. Just stick to studying. So if you are going to offline classes and exams during your weekdays, try to focus on them only. Don't try to mix gate and all those stuff together. I mean, you should not be entirely out of touch also. You should be looking at gate also side by side. You should be revising the previous subject, but don't be half-minded. If you are preparing for GATE, prepare only for GATE. If you are doing your college stuff, do your college stuff alone. Don't try to mix up things, and it is going to make your brain work harder. And at the end of the day, it is you who is going to feel tired and all those stuff. So don't try to mix things. Have a separate boundary for each thing. Okay. Let it be some family time, let it be friends time, let it be your alone time, let it be your college stuff, all or GATE preparation. Have separate boundaries for each of these aspects and don't try to mix things up. Okay. So maybe you can try, working during the weekends. I guess that should help you. Or else try to reduce your sleep. There is no other way. You should be sacrificing one or the other. Which field did you choose for masters? Okay. Mine is a general degree MTech in aerospace engineering. So there is no specialization as such. Can you elaborate more about narrowing down in IIT Bombay? So narrowing down in I did not mean it in a negative way. Uh, that in the sense will reduce your opportunities. Let's say that you are doing MTech aerospace specializing in propulsion, or you are specializing in controls and optimization or aerodynamics. You are becoming a kind of expert in that field only. You are going deep into that subject, but you are not covering a broader area. So in that case, it's like you have to live with that subject throughout, right? So because you are specialized in that subject, you have to live with that, and crossing boundaries is going to be difficult for you. I don't mean that in a negative way. If you are interested in a particular specialization, you can go for it. Opportunities are there for every specialization. I told you, right, it's my personal choice. I didn't want to go in a particular specialization and stick with it. I wanted to explore different things, and I wanted to have a general degree, have a broader aspect in terms of aerospace. So I went with IIT Madras. As hits as Sat and Sunday off, how to use it effectively. I have lots of time but don't know how to utilize it. Okay, if you are having a lot of time but you are not knowing how to use it, then I think it's high time that you start, analyzing how you are spending your time. You have a lot of, you have a lot of things to do. Just analyze it and, plan accordingly. Ask someone that who is not having time. He will tell you what to prepare and what to do. You are having lots of time, better make sure that you use them effectively. Prepare things, plan things, like this, from this time to this time I'll prepare, from this time to this time I'll give test series, from this time to this time I'll study this subject. It all boils down your personal planning only. If you're not able to plan well, talk to Dinesh sir or someone from your faculty group. Ask them on how to plan things. They'll surely help you. It's rational to know we shouldn't compare with people in WhatsApp group. It's not easy in doing it. Yeah, everything is easier said than done. I understand that. But trust me, these words matter as they are coming from me, because I have been in that position. I have been in the position where I used to compare myself with others and, felt low about it. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Everyone is equal. And when you are going to sit for the exam, right? I know many people who prepared very much, very much good than me, who prepared a lot more than me, but ended up not scoring good marks because of those 3 hours. Those 3 hours are what is important. The 1 hour of preparation, the 1 year of preparation boils down to just 3 hours. And what you do in those 3 hours is what is matters. Okay. And all the other things, according to me, doesn't matter at all. So try to be positive, trust yourself first, and that will help you a long way. Okay, what is my next plan? My next plan is to finish the master's degree with some good CGPA and maybe try to land in some good core job. Myself being a student of HITS, teachers give lots of work and other stuff, how to manage final year project and gate prep. So talk to if you are someone from final year, talk to your guide about it. Tell them that you are preparing for gate. They'll surely understand it, because my guide did understand about it, and my guide respected that. And try to talk with them and start your work as early as possible. And doesn't mean that you should give out everything on the project and you should not do the project. No, it doesn't work like that. You should also spend some time on projects, but have some separate boundaries set. Like, today I have to do this, I have to get this thing done for my project, get it done. The next day you can maybe give it for gate preparation or something like that. So don't get distracted in between doing things. Okay, if you are fixing some time slots, let's say from 10 to 12 I need to get this done, get it done at no cost. Please don't get deviated. That's not going to help you. Get the things done as soon as possible and start focusing on gate. Are you taking online coaching or offline coaching? Did offline coaching help more? Yeah, obviously offline coaching did help more. Uh, Unfortunately, my only 2 months of my initial classes were offline. After that, even I got shifted to an online batch. But we have to live with it. Now that people have explored a lot about these online teaching tools and methods, I think it should not be a problem. What are your plans after masters? Currently, no idea. I'm just exploring. I'm just open for exploration. I have not fixed myself to anything yet. May yeah, main aim is maybe to get into the industry, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Can you tell which specialization in aerospace most number of jobs or good scope? Structures. That is the bitter truth. Structures have the most number of jobs or good scope. So since India is a developing nation, we still don't understand the structures well. We are we are doing good in time in terms of propulsion and aerodynamics, but the structures part, India needs a lot of young generation people to work on it. So structures is the way to go. If you are really interested in structures, then congratulations, you have found out your job aspect and job area. Try to do your master's specialized towards structures or something like that. Then your job is more or less assured. According to you, which is good, getting specialization or general in aerospace in India? Um, if you are planning for PhD, then specialization is okay. But actually, nowadays recruiters are molding themselves and they are crossing boundaries these days. So they are recruiting propulsion. They are recruiting aerodynamics engineers for propulsion roles also. Just because they have some knowledge in CFDs, they are getting recruited in propulsion jobs also. So I don't think this as a case will hamper you, but if you are looking for PhD or some or anything of that sort, then specialization will help. But if you are looking for jobs, I think, in my opinion, general degree in MTech will help. And again, it doesn't mean that you don't get job in specializations. You do get jobs. It's just that you are narrowing yourself down a little bit. That's it. How do I know if I'm on the right track given that I'm finishing syllabus on time and scoring well in tests, but still I feel like I need to do more? There is always more to do. There is nothing wrong in feeling that there is always more to do, and just stick to the gate syllabus and try keep revising things. As far as gate is concerned, sky is the limit. The syllabus uh, does not really explain the depth of the concepts. It just says these concepts are there. Only after going to the exam you will know how deep the questions are. So there's always more to do, but don't punish yourself or stress yourself in doing more. Just stick with what is needed, repeat and keep repeating stuff. That's it. One more question. At December January month, did you think that you can get? No, not at all, not at all. That's the number one rule. You should not think about your ranks in the early stages. You should not think about your rank even after giving your exam. Even after giving your exam, you might feel that you have done your exam well. Who knows? All the others would have also done the exam well. That way, your rank is going to come down. You should have no expectations on yourself. That was the first thing I told you guys. You should have zero expectations on yourself. You should just do your things blindly, and the rest is what will happen will happen. The Murphy's law. What can happen will happen. Just do your things, sincerely, and the rest will follow. Don't always think about ranks. It's a very, very, very bad idea. Maybe after you gave your gate exam, after the answer keys are over, after the answer keys are out, and if you are comparing your marks, then you can have a rough estimate. But before that, estimating or expecting a rank is very bad, because most of the IGC subject-wise mock test I got less mark, but I'm still studying hard. Yeah, keep studying hard. Don't give up. It's not the end. You still have more time. You still have 10 days of October, November, December, January to correct your mistakes. Keep studying hard and don't lose hope. You still have a lot of scope to cover. Did you ever consider about PSC or government job? Um, for aerospace, there is no uh, there are very less government opportunities as such. DRDO, ADA, NAL, these companies, these institutions recruit people through GATE. And DRDO opened a recruitment this year only after 2 years. The last time they recruited was 2020. That too, they released the advertisement. They invited the applicants, but they did not convert. They did not, conduct an interview. It was simply cancelled. It was simply called off. So after 2 to 3 years, DRDO opened an advertisement this year. And yeah, if you have a good GATE score, you can apply. But my priority was to do MTech first, not getting a government job. What is the admission process in IIT Madras? Like any interview, direct through GATE score. For MTech, it's direct through GATE course, GATE score, and for MS, there will be an interview. There will be an interview with an interview panel, and you'll be asked questions, and you know how an interview goes, right? So that's how you get selected. How was your experience? I don't think it was. I don't think it is how was your experience. It's how it. How is my experience? I'm currently doing my masters. So yeah, it's very much fun here. The ambience itself is very much fun. People hanging out late at night, still studying hard. People, discussing concepts and all the stuff. The ambience itself is very much engineering oriented. And people will be applying their concepts. People will be building things. If you go to IIT Madras LinkedIn page, you'll find some interesting stuff coming out of the IIT Madras, Research Institute daily. There's a lot happening in the institute, and 24 hours is not enough for you to, catch hold of all of them. I went through campus-based students in IITM. Sorry, I didn't understand. I went through campus-based students in IITM. I didn't see much in aerodynamics industry. Yeah, it basically depends on the recruiter. Maybe the year they came, maybe the last year, the aerodynamics team did not want much of a recruitment. Maybe they were good to go with the present team or something like that. It depends. It's not only because you came to IIT Madras doesn't mean that you'll be going out with a job. There's a high chance that you'll be going out with a job, but that doesn't mean that you'll be insured. There are many other factors that is going to play, in getting yourself a job. So nothing is sure. How to cover lacking syllabus and ongoing lectures. How to cover lacking syllabus and ongoing. I think I talked about it. Like lagging syllabus, you should be giving time and ongoing lectures. It should be parallelly going on. I think I talked about it for a long time. Does our last year project matters in IITs? Do people ask about last year project from BTech? Yes, if you are planning to do an MS in IIT, they will ask you about your final year project. If you are doing your MTech, it doesn't matter really. It doesn't matter which project you do. But if you are going for MS or direct PhD, in that case it will matter. What is the difference between MTech and MS? So yeah, MS is a research-based, course where the students spend 3 years in the institute. Uh, we MTech students only, spend 2 years in the institute. MS scholars spend most of their time researching about a particular problem statement or the research area they are working on, and they need to publish conference papers, research papers, and produce results. That's the main That's the main goal of MS scholars. MTech is more like a course-oriented degree where you have to do more number of courses to, get familiarized with all the topics. It's like MTech is more towards industry. For you to understand, MTech students do 9 courses. Okay, they have to do 9 courses in 2 years, whereas MS people only have to do 4 courses, 4 or 3 max, and the rest of the time they should devote themselves in doing research. If you are doing your MS, there's high chance that you will get placed in some R&D institute or any lab across India. But if you are doing your MTech, you'll be placed in some technical like core job where you get to design things and apply things. You prepare for GATE, so you should know the proportion. Deal with it and the question whether the disturb mentally or not, and you should deal with it easily. So propulsion. So propulsion is complex for you. Uh, Fine. Which part of propulsion are you finding it to be very complex? Can you please be elaborate about it? Because I didn't find any difficulty in studying propulsion. Uh, uh, Devansh, please, engines and all. Okay, fine. So I am assuming that okay, okay, you're talking about all those TS diagrams and efficiency. So you're having a tough time in understanding them. I'm assuming that you are having a tough time in understanding them. So try to get an intuitive feeling, man, because try and feel how a compressor basically works. It's a damn machine that's going to increase your pressure. Okay, so advanced data forms is a little confused too much. Okay, so you are getting confused in okay, while trying to attempt the questions. Okay, then you should be reading the book well. Uh, okay, so you should start spending more time in reading books. Not fully, but only the concepts you are finding it difficult. Only some few pages or something. You have to read them and understand what they're trying to tell. And basically, after going through the book or after going through the class, have a separate understanding by yourself. Like, okay, this is how it goes, and this is what a compressor does. This is what a turbine does. This is what a combustion chamber does. So analyze each component by your own, and then try to get an intuitive feeling of them, and look for questions that can be asked around these concepts. You know, like analyze each step in the problem and you get a feeling for that. That's what I would say. Can you refer some? Okay, for propulsion I used gas turbines by VC Ganesan, I'm not sure if it's VC, but Ganesan, gas turbines by Ganesan. And then um, I referred Ahmad Syed, if I'm correct, Ahmad El Syed. Only those two books. Are IGC notes enough as time is less now, or I must I go through books? Yeah. Like this is not the time to go through the books entirely. As I told, uh, go to the books only if you are finding some concepts difficult or if you are lacking in the basic concepts. Go to the books only then. Don't go to books simply and start studying the whole book. You'll get deviated and you will lose a lot of time. So go to books only if you're finding some topics difficult and if you feel that you need more understanding in the topic. Go to books only during that time and strictly restrict yourself to that topic only. Books are usually written in a way that they keep flowing to the next topic and in a very chained manner. Don't do that. Don't keep reading that. Just stop till the point where you want it and that should be done. Yeah, I guess the questions are over. Does anybody have any other questions? 5 more minutes I can spend. Any more questions, guys? I think I did a decent job in explaining things. Okay. Okay. Do you used to solve PYQs of SOM or F1 from other branches? Yes, yes, yes. I used to do it. Civil and mechanical people have good strength of material questions. Especially the mechanical people, mechanical engineering questions of SOM are very good. Okay, fine. Are there any other questions? Okay, you are spending a lot of time in understanding concepts. How can I improve? If you are taking a lot of time in understanding concepts, I don't think there is anything wrong in it. You just have to cover up for that time. You can't force yourself to understand things fast, like sooner, right? That's not in your hand. Everyone has their own pace of understanding things. You have to recognize and acknowledge that fact, and then you should cover up for that time. That's what I would say. Two paper combination is good for exam. I never did the two paper combination stuff. I'm a wrong person for that advice. I only stuck to aerospace strictly. I sometimes feel like I'm obsessed with it. Thought that I can't do it in gate. I can't finish all the gate questions from all field. I can't do well in. No, no, this thing that you cannot do well in gate happens for everyone, and it's a battle that everyone should go through. No one can be entirely confident. As I told you before, you should can try to be positive, but that thing keeps coming back, and eventually you'll get used to it. No one will feel confident. Even after the results, someone would have got all India rank one, right? If you go and ask that person that did you feel confident about before an exam, or did you feel that you'll feel did you did you sense that you'll be getting arrow or something like that? He'll obviously tell no. See, no one is perfect, and no one would have prepared all the subjects or all the topics perfectly. It doesn't happen that way. So don't feel, demotivated. Try to give your best and leave the rest. Leave the rest to anything. Like leave the rest simply. If you are a believer if you are a believer of God, or if you believe in energies, if you believe in universe, something, leave the rest simply. You just do your work. Plus, SK model PDF includes good level of SOM questions. Yeah, they do contain good level of SOM questions. Um, uh, it also has some questions from IES, I guess, IES, Indian Engineering Services. So IAS also. So that thing was quite useful for me. This year's form questions were more. Were you able to attend all of them? No, I did not attempt all of the aircraft structures question. I did not attempt all of the SOM questions. I left the most part of it. I guess I left around 3 to 4 questions. Three questions from SOM. One was NAT type of question. I tried, but I could not arrive at the answer. I left it. Yeah, I was not able to do all of them. I'm not a start the series. What can I do? Short notes and class notes take too much time. That's the reason. No. It's not too late. You can still start making short notes and from your class notes. It's not too late. You can still start doing that. Test series, November is fine to start with test series, subject-based test series. It's not too late. If you have already started, then well and good. But I wouldn't say it is too late to start this series or not. like you are good to go. Was there any chance for you to study abroad? No, I never considered that option at all in the first place. By the way, if you are scoring some good gate scores, you will have an opportunity to study in National University of Singapore and then some of the top institutes in Germany. So if you are considering that, then gate is also useful there. After giving exam, where else you felt you could have studied more? After giving exam, I didn't feel that I could have studied more, but I felt that I could have managed my time more efficiently. That was the only thing that I felt. I didn't feel like I should have studied more. No, I didn't feel that. I felt that I should have no, managed my time more efficiently. Yeah. So I guess the session is going longer than expected. So I can take one question, one last question. Okay, fine. There are no questions then. Yeah. Okay. It was a nice session for me. I hope you guys got something from me. So if you did, just put it in the comment section so that I'll get to know. Even if you did not get anything, please mention it in the comment section. So all the best to all of you guys. Prepare well, and you guys will surely make it. Damn sure about that. Just stay positive and keep doing your stuff. Thank you guys. Good night. Okay. Devansh is asking for spending much time to get concept clearing, problem solving, and at last go for test series, not getting too good marks. I will demotivate. How do you overcome it? Even if you are okay, I'll say this. Even if you are so good at concepts and if you are so good at problem solving problems, you might still go wrong in the test series. And it will happen because of the way in which the test series is either designed or because of some silly mistakes that you might be doing in the course of solving a problem. So simply analyze your problems, analyze your mistakes after the test series, then and there, right after the test is over. Sit right after the test is over, analyze things, check with your peers how they solve the problem, learn from others. Analyze the basic mistake that you're doing. If it's with your formula remembrance, or if it's with your applying, or if it's with you applying the concepts, or if it's with you, not being able to manipulate things. You should figure that out, and uh, I'm sure you'll be able to pick it up. Yeah. Okay, guys. Then I guess it's over. Bye bye.